Still on insecurity in the country, the Amnesty International Nigeria is raising a fresh alarm, warning that the surge in mass kidnappings targeting schools could seriously undermine education in northern Nigeria. The Country Director Isa Sanusi says the psychological trauma which is caused by abductions and even the fear of being attacked is keeping many children away from the classroom. He explains that the rising wave of insecurity is forcing parents to question whether it is still safe to send their children to school as incidents continue to climb. Sanusi adds that families in rural areas already battling economic hardship now face an even bigger struggle to keep their children enrolled, with a worsening security situation pushing many out of school entirely. Joining me now is Benjamin Ugbana, who is a sustainable education advocate. Benjamin, many thanks for joining us. We appreciate you for coming on. Schools are now shut down in many states across the north, and students have been sent home. How do we reverse this scenario and have our classrooms open again? It might be inevitable to have it open, but can we have virtual classrooms? Is it possible in the north?
Okay, so thank you for having me, first of all. It's a sad reality, what we are facing currently in Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. It's a very sad reality. I would like to say that this has been happening for quite a while, and I think that we should have, discovered a way to end this particular menace in that part of the country. The government calling for the shutdown of schools, there are two ways to look at it. First of all, just like you mentioned earlier, parents are concerned, asking if going to school, sending their children to school is safe. You must look at it from the family angle, that parents are concerned. Our children, they are in school. Is it safe? You are at the workplace, or you're at home. You are concerned about the security of your children. That's not good. But secondly, as a nation, shutting down schools, there's a lot of psychological implications that come with that. First of all, the act of shutting down schools just gives the impression that we are throwing in the towel. We are giving up on the fight in security. If I'm going to take an instance from medical practitioners, they usually say that early detection is good when it comes to diseases and fighting diseases. If you have, for instance, if you have sickness somewhere around your pancreas, the body system keeps fighting, right, to protect the other parts of the system, to ensure that what is happening in the pancreas doesn't affect the other parts of the body. That's what the body system does. That's what the immune system does. So it protects the other parts to ensure that what is happening at the pancreas doesn't affect the other parts of the body. The body doesn't just immediately shut down the small intestine, the stomach, and every other thing. It doesn't just do that. It shows that, okay, we are still in this fight. We have to protect the other parts of the body, and we have to also, do our best to ensure that we save the pancreas from this problem. And I think that's where what government should do, because when you shut down schools like this, what you're telling the citizens is there is nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do, and that's not very, very good for our education, and it's not also good for our national psyche.
Right.
The states who have asked their local schools to shut down, I can understand it.
Right.
I myself, I served in Taraba State, one of the schools in Taraba State at the time, 2015, 2016. And then one of the things I realized was, as basic as perimeter fencing, you don't have it in these schools. I don't think any parents would even, allow their children to go to places where there is no basic form of security at all, right?
Right.
We don't have CCTVs and all of that. So
right.
it's a two-way thing. We can't, but sincerely, we should look into the security of schools so that we stop shutting down schools every now and then.
As we're talking about security of children, we also have to put the fore that the NYSC, a new year is about to start, or I know that there are now new batches already at the camp as well, and we've seen social media videos of proliferated of how they've gone to far-flung areas and maybe underserved areas as well. We've seen those TikTok videos, and those are the persons who are going to be in these schools when they are assigned to those schools as well. So to compound the insecurity issue, we already have our next generation, the new persons who will be in the workforce, also there as well. And so how do we address the crisis at the roots? Because we have the NYSC students, which are also students as well, whether we like it or not, and the future of our nation, and also the younger ones as well, the students and the teachers. God rest the soul of the vice principal of the government school in Niger State. So all of that put together, as an education advocate, and as we are talking about education in its entirety, what would a security look like, for those who will be teaching and the students as well, and to just rest assured the parents?
Well, I know about the level of security that is present in NYSC camps. I know how strong it is. You would hardly hear that there is an insecurity issue, in NYSC camps. The only problems we have for NYSC candidates are, how they travel through the federal roads, getting and the air and getting to this place. But once they are in the camp, it's usually very secure. There has to be something that is being done in those camps that should be taken also to the PPAs, right? So I was expecting that as soon as the government withdrew policemen from VIPs, we would have these policemen taken to these schools where security is needed at this moment. Because if we have security personnel in these zones where we are having this conflict, it will be easier for the teachers, the NYSC people, the students, and every other person to relax, knowing that they are in safe hands. So I really think that in terms of security, there is a lot we need to do. I think I was listening to Buba Galadima recently, and he was talking about how we can use technology to ensure security. We have gone past the days of, men standing in front of gates and men standing. But these are human beings. They could slip off. They could leave their posts, their duty posts. It happens. But technology, at this point of our lives, right, we should be seeing the school as a very important institution. There should be CCTV cameras in all these places. There should be perimeter fences in the schools. I mean, you can't have multiple schools in our rural areas and they're just there. You just have very wide open field, classrooms, blocks of classrooms. Sometimes the students go home whenever they like because there is actually no restrictions, no restriction for people coming in, no restriction for people going out. It's just there. So we treat our institutions so terribly, so badly, right? These people cannot feel safe. The NYSC core members cannot feel safe. The teachers also cannot feel safe because the entire system, the entire school system, we've not really paid attention to know that these are our children. These are the people that we are looking, to take care of things in the country in the next generation. We've not seen it in that manner. So if the federal government colleges, right, that are even having perimeter fences and, some form of security can shut down, then imagine the local schools. Those ones don't even have any of these facilities. They don't even have any.
Right. I mean, you really paint
right. So I think we should look into school as an institution that is important.
Benjamin, I must say thank you for taking out the time to join us and give us a bit of insight. Benjamin, they're giving us some analysis. He's an education advocate.